Oh,
let's go. We live right now here.
In that fucking playoff.
Let's go.
Dennis in that damn playoff. Dennis in there. Dennis in there. Roll fucking Tide. Roll Tide, baby.
Let's go.
Roll Tide.
Let's go.
Go, Roll Tide. Number one team in the country. What?
Georgia, with some of their top players, maybe not nearly 100%.
You mute.
Right to the end. Georgia saying, hey, we lost one game in 3 years, and we should still deserve a little bit possible the playoffs, but that's going to be up to the committee and how they look at it.
They didn't believe in us.
Georgia came in and they won 45 of their last 50.
They didn't believe in us. They didn't believe in us. Mute.
Continues their winning streak.
Oh, I'm mute. Hold on.
And with the winning coach at the start of the game, is Jenny.
Coach, you just beat the unbeatable to win the SEC championship. Alabama team.
The hell? Oh, I know why. Hold on.
I guess they wanted to prove to all the naysayers out there that we could do it. I knew at halftime these guys were going to keep fighting.
I know why. Let's get this fixed right the hell now.
So when they scored, this is great, man. I'm so proud of this team, proud of our players, proud of our fans. This is great. Winning the SEC is.
Let me get this. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, okay, I got everything in. Chat, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, chat? Type a yes if you hear me. Oh, they said, okay, yep, okay. Okay, well, until Coach Moo gets back in here, guys, there's only one thing we got to say, man. Roll, well, I can't say it, but roll, Tide, roll. They didn't believe in us. The playoff committee, they tried to keep us out. Number 8 for what? Number 8 for nothing. Get us in that damn playoff. Sick of this. Second playoff committee holding us back.
Let's go. I'm back,
Get us
baby.
in that damn playoff.
Let's go.
Get us in there.
Let's go.
Sick of this.
Can
Sick
y'all
of
hear me now?
No name. Oh, we can hear you.
Hear me now?
We can hear you. Sick of these no name slobs of the playoff committee that don't watch football, putting us at number 8 for weeks, holding us back.
Calm down, bro.
We tried to tell y'all that we can show up and compete with Georgia. They wrote us out. Colin Cowherd, Joe Klatt, all these college football analysts, and we showed up in Atlanta once again, undefeated in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. SEC goddamn champions. Get us in that playoff. This shit, man. We're on Central tonight.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man.
I'm all
Let's go,
sweaty.
y'all.
My
Hey.
arms all sweaty. Get
Bruh.
us in that damn playoff.
Bruh. Let's bring it
Coach
in. We
out
got
here.
Sean in the back. Oh my God.
Sick
bring
of
him
this,
in.
man. Get us in here.
Come on, Sean. Get your butt in here, boy. Look at Sean. He feeling like us. There he go.
Get us in that damn playoff.
Man, they better. They better.
I swear if they don't put us in here. And we controlled the game for 3 quarters.
Three
And
quarters.
we easily could have put up 40 points.
3 quarters, baby.
We easily could have put up 40 points if we just
They
would
got
have.
our worst offensive performance and we still beat them,
That's our
bro.
worst offensive performance and we still beat them. That's not even our
worst
best
offensive.
game.
We had a better
Get out of
offensive
here with that
performance
bull
against
crap.
Texas, brother. We had a better offensive performance against Texas, even with our turnovers. Numbers wise, we had a better offensive performance against Texas, and we was able to beat Georgia. If they don't get us in the playoffs right now, that is crazy. We beat the number 1 team. Nobody else in the nation can say that.
And we
Where
had
David
to
Pollard
win.
at? Talk about
Hashtag
Stevens done.
Type in hashtag put us in. I'm tired of playing with this.
Put
Hey,
some
that boy hype. That boy hype
Marshall.
over there. That boy hype over there, boy.
respect on Trez Marshall, bro.
Hey, I told you. Hey, somebody, I
No,
told him.
who is that? Who was that? Who was that guy?
Who was
Whoever
that?
was wearing
I have no
17
idea who that
tonight,
guy was.
whoever was wearing 17 tonight, show up for the rest of the doggone playoffs because we going, baby. We going. Ain't no way we don't get in right now. But y'all, hey, for real, let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. Take a deep breath. Whew. Let's get professional on this mug because, man, roll tide, man. Let's go. Roll tide, man.
Roll
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Get us in that damn playoff. Tired of these no-name committee that none of us even played the sport.
Let's
None of
go.
them doesn't cover it. None of them doesn't even take this shit as a full job. Get us in that playoff.
Man.
Tired
Let
of
us
playing
in,
with them.
bro.
Hey, listen.
Let us
Listen. All right. We had 5 minutes of going crazy. Yo, that was exactly the type of game I expected. I told y'all my score prediction, I ended up going 42-31 because I thought, with the extra possessions, we would be able to create, that our offense would be able to do something. That didn't go the way it's planned, but what's that, bro?
I said us by 3 other night. I said
Yeah, you
us by
did.
3.
You called it. My final,
It
I
should
think
have
I
been 3
did go.
touchdowns.
I think I did go by 3. I think it was like 37-34 on this show, but my final that I posted, I thought we would be able to get because I just seen things if McConkey and Bowers wasn't gonna be healthy and we was able to stop the run game, I knew that would create the opportunities for us that we needed, y'all. And that's exactly what happened. We was able to contain the run game with 6, man.
Shout out Troy Amos. He was
Trey
better than
Amos
Kool-Aid.
came in and did
You
his
put
thing,
him
bro.
in the game, he was lock.
No more of that extra stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
Kool-Aid got to be more
Roll
disciplined,
Tide
man.
to the chat, man. Roll Tide to the chat.
Yeah, roll tide. I don't want to hear no Georgia fans. Where AJ at? Where the closet
Where
Bama fan
James?
that was in here talking crazy?
My boy-
AJ,
where my boy
AJ
James?
from New York. Where you at? I want you here. Kyle summoned you. He told you when we win, you better show back up. And it don't matter that Miro had 0 turnovers. He had 2 passing touchdowns. And bro, we just beat Georgia, the number 1 team in the nation. What you got to say now, AJ? What you got to say now? There you go, AJ
Undefeated
Maverick.
Atlanta.
Hey,
Yeah, AJ, you just be quiet. As a matter of fact,
Atlanta.
AJ, how about you just give us your card right now? You ain't no real fan,
just
bro.
give it to us. Just give it to us. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
in there. We don't even want to hear you no more. We in there.
Roll Tide to the whole chat, man. For we even
Roll
get started.
tide, everybody.
Roll Tide to the entire chat, bro. Eric D, what up, bro? What's up with it, Eric D? Yes, sir.
Man,
Roll
we
Tide.
in here, y'all. Hey,
Love
all
that.
right, I'm gonna try to bring it in one more time, y'all. This is, bruh, this game right here. Y'all just don't know, man. Y'all just don't know. This we needed this one. For me to believe for real. I didn't care if it was by 2. I didn't care if it was by 1. We needed to beat Georgia. This is the only complete team in the nation right now. And with our poor offensive performance, we was able to pull it off. Coach Jay, take it away, man. Take 3 minutes and just rant, bro. This is you.
The College Football Playoff Committee, you gotta let us in, man. Let us in. Are you really ready to put in a Florida State football team that's down to the 3rd string quarterback against Louisville? Is that what we're doing tonight? Is that what we're doing? Put us in the damn playoff. We did not even show up with our best offensive performance. We should have won this game by 3 scores. Jalen Miro did not have his best game. Burton could have easily had 2 touchdown grabs, and we still found a way to win against this team. And I don't want to hear no injuries. I don't want to hear no injuries from Georgia fans. I see it.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear no injuries. You didn't give us that excuse in the national championship in 2021, so don't you be coming in here with these damn excuses.
Facts.
All these do not be coming with these injury excuses. Do not be doing that. So let's cut that out right there. Because guess what? We didn't have Kool-Aid in the second half. Deontay Lawson was 100%. He was playing on 1 leg. And we still found a way to shut y'all up. Get out of here with that BS. But no, we absolutely deserve to get inside the college football playoff. We controlled the game for 3 quarters, and we didn't even have our best offensive performance. Kevin Steele, hell of a job making adjustments. Ty Reed's hell of a job. Again, his play calling for the most part, I thought was decent. Could have been a lot. Could have been better. Could have been better. Could have been better because again, we had 9 yards in the 3rd quarter. You could have tried to roll out Jalen Miro a little bit, but guess what? In the end, yeah, you could have rolled them up a little bit more. But guess what? Jalen Miro had a lot of misreads. It can't be all on Ty Reed's guys.
Yeah.
He had a lot of misreads in this game. A lot of underneath routes. Yep, Kendrick Law, Amari Nightblack underneath, Jermaine Burton like 3 or 4 times, and 2 of them could have went for touchdowns. Malik Benson on the underneath. So many wide open passes that for the most part he did not. I mean, he's got to get better at that. But guess what? That's encouraging. That Miro had one of the worst performances he's had since the first half in Tennessee, and he found a way to kick Georgia's ass. found a way to win the game at the end of the day. Winners make plays. Winners make plays at the end of the day, and that's exactly what we did, guys.
Coach
Unbelievable game. Unbelievable.
Coach Sean, take it away, man.
Let me get this. Mine gonna be quick, but I'm gonna say this, man. I knew it was gonna be a close game. I said we would probably win by 3. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't want to hear nothing about injuries, guys. Respect to my Georgia fans. I don't want to hear it because for 2 years, you've been telling me that injuries didn't matter. That's what you told me. This same team beat you in the same stadium with Jameson Williams. We whipped you, bro. Respectfully, whipped you with Mechie and Jameson. Both of them were 1,000-yard receivers. One of them was an All-American. One of them was an All-SEC. We didn't have either one when we played you in the national championship game. Either one. And all you talked about was injuries don't matter. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, brother. I just got told right now that my partners, they down and they said that this was the most physical, that they heard NFL coaches saying that was the most physical college game they had ever saw. So I don't want to hear nothing else, man. Shout out to the entire Alabama nation. Shout out to everybody in the chat who show up with us every week. Shout out to everybody who tap in with us. This is a Bama victory. I'm not even gonna get on the things that I saw that could bite us later. I don't even give a damn about that tonight.
Right now, not right now.
I don't give a damn.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you why you don't give a damn, Sean?
Why?
Because we won't see another Georgia. We won't see another Georgia unless we see Georgia on the field. Go ahead.
I said last week, bro. I said last week, my top 4 teams were Bama, Texas, Georgia, and Washington. I liked Washington's offense. I figured they would beat. They actually should have blew them out. They let them back in the game, right? So I think Texas and Bama should be in the game. I don't give a damn what Florida State do, win or lose. It should be. I still think Georgia should make it. I still think Georgia should be in. You can't tell me that's the number 1 team now they're out of the top 4. No, it should be Washington. It should be, to me, I don't give a damn about Michigan either. I'm not a Michigan man. I think it still should be Bama, Georgia, Texas, and Washington. That's what just me on me. Shout out to Alabama. Shout out to all the people in the chat. Well said, Eric D. Shout out to you, homie.
Facts. Man, look, my thing is, AJ Maverick, I don't want you trying to agree, talking about even though we are the best. You ain't think we was the best last week. You've been giving Jalen Milroe crap all season, and that man continues to show up. He may not have had the numbers, but he had, guess what the most important number was, Sean and Jay? 0 turnovers by Jalen Milroe. Almost had a little fumble at the end, but you know, that's a run. That's a run game. You know, this little simple tic-tac, he pick it up real quick. But 0 turnovers tonight from the quarterback that nobody believed in. Nobody believed in Milroe. Nobody believed in Tommy Rees being able to make adjustments. I think the only play that I really disliked from Tommy Rees tonight was that cute trap play that he tried to run when he tried to pull Seth to the edge.
He just kept running on the inside.
I mean, that
in the first half.
That was probably the only flaw. And then even in the second half, Georgia did scheme up to defend against the run, and we stuck with it because the defense was not giving anything up. So I could understand how that chess match was being played. Yes, we would have wanted to see Milroe hit a lot of those open reads that he was missing, but to be able to lean on our defense like that, we started the season like that, being able to lean on our defense, to be able to maintain that type of intensity throughout the whole game against Georgia in this emotional game in the big lights when your quarterback is not being himself. It took him 3.5 quarters to freaking wake up and start playing football. Once Jalen Milroe started playing football, that's when the whole momentum of the game changed. Even though Georgia scored on that last drive, I felt like even if we had to score another drive, Milroe had finally clicked on that second to last drive before we got out there and won the game. And I'm telling you, man, this game right here, it means a lot. Not only for playoffs, not only for the SEC, but for this team. This is the best team in the nation right now. You can't say we're not the best team right now. And if Georgia doesn't get in, you won't see a college football playoff because Alabama get in and we're going to run the table. Here we go. Let me hit these super chats before we start hitting some of these comments because I know bro probably talking crazy. Clint Howard with $2. Never doubt Saban and the tie. Roll Tide, Clint. And then my boy, the XY Perspective with the $5 super chat said, took down the number 1 and didn't play their best game. Now they have 2 to 3 weeks to get healthy and win the Natty. Facts. Trouble Man just came in. Trouble Man with the $5 said he got his birthday wish today. We getting it. We getting in. Roll Tide. Hey, happy birthday, man. Trouble Man. Happy birthday, bro. For real, man. Roll Tide. Glad them boys could get you your birthday wish. Y'all, to finish my opening rant, at this point, there's no way we do not get in. Nobody for the past 29 games of college football And honestly, the AP polls didn't say it, but Georgia has been the number one team all season. They let Michigan or was it Ohio State? They let get up there at number one for a week.
Ohio State because they beat a crappy Notre Dame team.
I mean, like,
come on, man.
Come on, y'all. I mean, come on. Hey, good game, Georgia Bulldogs. Though, good game, Georgia Bulldogs. This is not one of them games where I come in and say anything about the refs, injuries, none of that, because both sides had key injuries. We saw that, Jaheim Otis only played half the snaps that he would usually play still this game. And, bro, you want me to tell you, I got to close it out. The main thing that I saw that was a change in the game, when we got that substitution on that first down, when they came in and they was able to get the full lineup change. When I seen that our guys were hustling on and off the field, their attention to detail was at that point, at that level, I caught it in the doggone chat. I said, oh, yeah, we here. That was a key play because they had the mismatch. And I told y'all last show, I said, what Kirby like to do, just like anybody else, he like to find mismatches. Mike Bobo is going to find a mismatch and try to expose it. And when we got that lineup change, that changed the whole spectrum of that drive, and we was able to get another stop. Man, let's go. We back with Super Chats. Coach Sean, you can hit these Super Chats, bro. Let me pull them up for you.
JG, Roll Tide fellas, love you all. J Smook, SPH, and the whole Bama Nation that shows up here. Wash, the only team that worries me. What do you guys think? JG, much love to you, brother, as always, man. Roll Tide, a big Roll Tide to you, fam. You already know. At this point, man, I mean, Washington got a good offense. They got a good offense. They got a very veteran quarterback. But defensively, their defense isn't bad. But at the same time, I don't think they'll be able to hold up with us. I don't think there's a team in the playoffs outside of Texas that we really would really have an issue with. Not one. You know what I mean? The thing about I need people to understand is, and this, you got another super chat, Coach Mook?
Yeah, we got some more. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. The thing I want people to understand is a lot of W's and L's in this game going on as the game progresses. Georgia's a physical team, man. Several times I've seen them move Jaheim Otis like I've seen no other team. Cedric Van Pran was giving him every bit of
They was going back and forth the whole game.
But I'm gonna tell you something that I did see tonight. Seth was getting beat up the whole night, bro. That man was getting whipped. I'm telling you, 56 was getting whipped, bro. And that's okay. We'll fix that, whatever the case may be. Shout out to the entire Bama team, man. I want people to understand that Georgia and Alabama game, that was your national championship. If you're talking about best teams,
100%.
That was your national championship. That I don't care about Michigan and that sorry offense. I don't care. But Texas is another team I got a lot of respect for because they handle their business. Oklahoma State is not a juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination, but they did what they were supposed to do. I give Texas credit. I give them shout out Trevor Peniel Sports Podcast. I don't take nothing from Texas, bro. You know what I mean? I don't. Them dudes, they've handled their business all season long, right? They got beat by their rival. I told you guys real quickly last week that Alabama's not built to stop teams like Auburn and that wonky offense. We can, but the scheme is not scheme verse to stop that kind of thing, right? We are built to stop people like
some
Georgia.
Simple stuff.
That play in phone booths.
I literally said that. I promise you, Sean. I highlighted that so heavy in the game chat. I was like, one thing that's going to play to our advantage. We're built like a team that needs to that double guard, that tackle guard, pulling run mess. We're not built to stop that. We're a gap containment team. So if you're going to rely on your guys winning to open up gaps for your running backs, we could play that run game exceptionally well. That's the type of players we recruit to play a 3-man front, a 2-man front, interior front. So it worked perfect, and you saw it. We nullified that offense, that run game. They got that first drive out there, and they could not get anything interior.
Yep. They had to beat us with the arm. I mean, we talked about this all week, is that if Georgia was going to win this game, it was because they were going to dominate us on the line of scrimmage, and they did not do that. They did not dominate us on the line of scrimmage at all. So we did exactly what we were supposed to do. That was the perfect game beating Georgia. Mitigate the run, force Carson Beck to beat you with his arm, and he made plays. I'll give Carson, we got to give Carson Beck some credit. He made plays we needed to make them, but at the end of the day, man, Alabama nullified the run game. Nullified Milton, nullified Dwan Edwards, and man, it's the fact that we could have literally had 3 more touchdowns and really blew this game out if we wanted to. We didn't
And-
even play our best game, and that's
Hold
that's
on,
kind
man.
of the scary
Y'all,
part.
y'all wearing y'all
Hold on.
paraphernalia. Hold on for a minute.
Hold on, Sean. Don't do it
Go
to him.
ahead,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
hold on. Let's finish these super chats because I see it. I already see it. Max Rodriguez. Hey, shout out to you for the $2. High Power TV. Appreciate you, Trey Amos. He said Trey Amos stepped up big time. We've been saying it though. We said our best lineup, and this was the lineup I
go.
mentioned on my stream. There he goes. Sean got
Let's
some Bama
go.
paraphernalia on this. Oh, hey, y'all know we got it. Y'all know we want a big game when Sean gonna put the Bama gear on. Oh Lord.
Let's
But-
go, man.
But for real, I said our best lineup. I respond to this super chat. Our best lineup, secondary wise, is when we're able to have Kool-Aid and Amos on the boundary. When you let Arnold walk down to the star. When you have Malachi and Caleb over top in your base nickel set, and when they come out, I would rather see instead of Key, Jalen Key is not it for me no more the rest of the season.
Man,
I would rather see Christian Story, or
Facts.
even if you want to let him and Smitty work reps because Smitty is the perfect run support. You know what I'm saying? But Stories, to me, he's well rounded. I don't think he do anything great. He's just
He doesn't
disciplined. He's
hesitate.
sound.
Does
He
not
doesn't
hesitate in the run game. Doesn't hesitate.
And
in the
that's what I
passing
love.
attack. Jumps
That's what I
routes.
love. If you walk Malachi down to your money and let Caleb walk down to your money and keep Malachi and Story over top, that's your dime look. And you got your two inside backers, Lawson and Campbell, the way they played tonight, awesome. Even Marshall came in and was in the dime look, y'all, and was effective. I ain't gonna say he was dominant, but he was effective. He didn't do anything to like. Only reason it was eye popping is because it's something that he's been messing up. So shout out to Trey Amos in that secondary. Shout out to the whole defense, man. We made this Georgia offense really beat us. They had to beat us with the points they scored. They had to go and earn them. The only one that was probably easy was the very first drive, the very first score. After that, we held them scoreless for a quarter and a half, wasn't it? They didn't score no more the rest of the second half, no touchdowns. We came in the half. We came in the third quarter 17-7. So the defense did what they were supposed to do. Offense, definitely, we want to see them grow. We're going to talk about that more as we get into later in the show. Let's go to the next super chat. DeMonte said, first time listening, go Bama. Hey, appreciate you for coming in. Your first time super chatter,
Shout
DeMonte
out to
pulling up.
Monte. Shout
Appreciate
out,
you,
bro.
man. Roll Tide, bro. Roll Tide. Lynn Williams with the 199 super chat.
Shout out, Lynn.
Shout out William Amo with the 1999 super chat. Roll Tide. Thank y'all. No, thank you. Thank you for sure. For sure. Wookie Gremlin, my boy in the house. He said, Roll Tide, let's go. Hat tip to the GOAT and a hat tip to you fellas. Hey, Coach J, address that
Yes, sir.
that craziness that David Pollock was talking about. Kirby
Facts.
Smart is the come on, get
The GOAT.
I've been waiting
Yeah,
to
they
hear
said,
this.
yeah, they said that he's the better coach. Well, guys, we seen an old man out coach the young bull. The old man, the if you ever seen Kung Fu Panda, you know who I'm talking about. Master Yang. Shout out to him. The old turtle out coached Chang Long. The old coach did it. So
Mhm.
I don't want to hear any of this crap about how Nick Saban lost it. Because no, we've been hearing this all season long. Colin Cowherd,
All year.
Alabama isn't good. Alabama isn't good enough to beat Georgia. Alabama doesn't belong in the college football playoff. Alabama doesn't have it. Alabama doesn't have this. Well, guess what? That's over with. Alabama, we are not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, and we are SEC champions because these players continue to believe. The adversity that these players have went through. Jalen Murrow being benched in the South Florida game, competing with them. The like 5-6 games straight where we had terrible halves, whether it was the first or the second, and we had to keep relying on our defense. Fans bashing Milrow, fans bashing this offense, fans bashing our coaching staff, Kevin Steele and Ty Maurice, and these players and this team found a way to keep it together. They found a way to be unified at the end of the day. And the guys, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy for these guys. I'm happy for these players, but at the same time, it's like the game isn't over yet because guess what? We got Florida State, Louisville. We got to watch that game. We have to see what happens, and hopefully Louisville can take care of business. Because otherwise, I'm telling you, man, I don't think I'm gonna get a wink of sleep. I don't think I'm going to get a wink of sleep. I don't want them to take it away from these players. I don't want this stupid, baseless committee that's never even played it down take it away from these guys because they earned it. They earned it on the field. And if you won't put them in after beating the number one ranked team in the country for 6 or 7 weeks straight, we need to storm Los Angeles or storm Dallas, wherever they're located in. We need to storm their headquarters.
Like they did the government building up there in DC.
Tear it up. Tear it up. Tear it up. Tear up the Capitol building. Tear that up. Because I'm telling you, man, these players, taking it away from these players after what they did on that field, it would be criminal. It would be criminal to take it away from these guys.
Yo, shout out to, man, this is why I've been waiting to get to this, man. All this built up anxiety and everything. Hey,
super chat.
Yeah, Greg. Oh, dang, we got a lot of them. Let me run them. Greg Reese with the $4.99 super chat. He said, riding with the boys all year. True fans have faith. Let's go pull for Louisville and Iowa. Y'all always spitting facts. And that's all we try to do, man. We don't get into all that hoopla. We speak real. We ain't, y'all accuse me of Bama goggles all year. Everything I said need to happen for us to win this game literally happened at one point. And it's funny because my game day chat, some of y'all are in here. I said, man, I feel a turnover coming right here. And guess what happened? Literally, I just saw the design of how they was running that offense. I was like, they do that again. I feel like we could force a turnover. And Carson Beck, sure enough, he trying to look downfield to see if that safety, if he can get an early jump on the safety read. And all our safeties had to do was give the look of deep half one time. And he second guessed his handoff. He second guessed the handoff, and it caused that, and we was able to capitalize. You know what the difference was between this game and last game against Texas? We couldn't get the extra stop when we needed, and we didn't capitalize on opportunities when we had them against Texas. This game, we missed out on probably 4 opportunities where we should have scored or at least got 3, but we was able to make up in 2 of them, and they were 2 key drives. So I appreciate y'all. Hey, Roll Tide in the chat, 10 meme 11, was that 10 meme 11? $10 super chat says, Roll Tide, thanks coaches for covering the best team in college football. Hey, we appreciate you, for real. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Make me horololo. So proud of the guys. I said since Texas lost, Bama wouldn't lose another game. People were laughing at me all season. This team is special. Fighters never give up, and no one can hold them down. That's called resiliency. Hey, y'all, Gelato coming in, dropping the bag. He must be out at the bar. He must be doing, y'all, hey, this man Gelato must be out at the bar. He got us, probably done hacked into the folks' Wi-Fi and got us up on these folks' Fire Stick, and we talking trash to all these Georgia fans that's in Atlanta at this bar. Roll Tide, but shout out to my boy Gelato.
In Atlanta. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have not lost in Georgia, and I don't know.
Bryant-Denny East, baby. They call it that for a reason. It's called Bryant-Denny East for a reason. Whether y'all tear down the old one and build up a new one, y'all build another one, still gonna be Bryant-Denny East. Thank y'all for the contributions. Gelato 49.99 says Roll Tide defense controlled the game outside the first drive. Miro did enough to win the game. Couldn't agree more. Tip my hat to you, brother. 49.99. Appreciate you. Amos, hey, my boy Chuck with the $5 super chat, Roll Tide. He says Amos stepped up and played. He needs so much credit. He shut that side down. He really kept it even because Arnold played a tough game too. And that PI they called on him, bull crap. They've been letting them boys fight the whole game. Coach Sean, I know that's your area of expertise. You like to look at that type of stuff. That PI on Arnold, a few of them should have been called earlier in the game, but then you get to the fourth quarter and let it go. How that made you feel? Did that kind of how you shook a little bit about, you know, the momentum and all that type of stuff?
Not really, because I was more mad that they was calling on one side. If you're gonna let them play on both sides. Mm-hmm. Don't call that on us. Don't call it on them, or be specific and call it on everybody.
Right.
It was just kind of weird how they let it go. But I want to say this, man. All year long, I've been hearing all these suits and ties talk about the dynasty's dead. We this, we that.
I wasn't gonna get into that. Yeah, I was gonna let us close with that.
But see, this is just on my heart because I gotta speak it.
Let's speak it. I'm gonna put you right.
It's
here.
Like, you know, these dudes speak from a point of hate for Alabama, not a point of smartness, right?
Not watching the film.
Yeah, man, you cannot let your feelings get involved. It's several teams I don't like. I Tennessee is the team for me, but if they done well, I would have to tell you the truth on how they're doing. I couldn't let my emotions get in the way. I've heard suits and ties talk us down. I've heard the Saban disrespect. I've heard David Pollock make several mentions, even with my coach right there on the set with him. I hadn't forgot about that. I've heard this clown, this goofy clown, Danny Cannell, talk about us. Like dudes like that, I don't even take serious as analysts. They say things from a point of the stupider things I say, the more people will click on it. So don't even take these guys serious. I hope somebody tag David Pollock's Twitter in this. You know what I mean? And Paul Feinbaum too. You riding on the Bama train now, but I can remember you made jokes about us
Facts.
back in the
Oh,
preseason.
get him,
You
Sean.
made jokes about us.
Get
Well,
him.
check this out to all y'all haters. Look at us now.
Look at me now.
Look at us now.
Look
Look at me now. You know what I'm saying?
They got
This
their
is the
A's
thing
out. Let me
about
put my A's out
football.
too.
Hey, wait,
This is
hold
why-
on, Coach Sean. Hold on, Coach
Yeah.
Sean, just real quick. And
Uh-huh.
so David Pollock, so your boy David Pollock, man, guess what the excuse is? Georgia beat Georgia tonight. See,
What?
when we tried to say this in 2021, it was, oh, well, you're making excuses.
Facts.
Now it's David
Facts.
Pollock. Now it's all these analysts are now coming out
Facts.
saying, well, Alabama didn't beat Georgia
Facts.
tonight. Georgia beat Georgia tonight.
Facts.
0 SEC teams should be getting in. Look at
Oh
this
my
disgrace.
God.
This
Bro.
absolute
This is
disgrace.
sad, man. And this is what I say
Sad.
when I talk about having analysts on panels and stuff, bruh. If you can't be a Roman Harper and call it for what it is, if you can't be a Greg McElroy and stay with the agenda that the show is pushing, and just not be a homer, you shouldn't be on national television. That's why they create YouTube. That's why we have a Bama football channel. And even on this channel, we can still be unbiased and be realistic about what's going on in this doggone game when we're watching the game. I don't feel like David Pollock, he couldn't have been watching the film, because everything that we said we will be able to test them at on both sides of the ball, we was able to expose it. Caleb Downs in that bracket coverage, that junk worked a beauty, bruh. That junk was a beautiful work tonight. And even with the linebackers, they were playing safe by checking off to him. At one point, when Bowers chipped and pulled out to the edge, he had 3 people bracketing him. That's how much we were committed to allowing our front handle the run game, and we were able to do it. This team is something special, y'all. And think about it. A lot of these guys are coming back next year, especially on that defensive side. And we're going to have better, I think, secondary-wise, we probably going to have a more talented secondary next year.
Yep, especially if Kevin Steele comes back and knowing what I saw from Trey Elmos tonight. And
Oh my God, he's coming back.
Knowing some of their guys like Jalil Hurley who can get opportunity, knowing Devontae Smith.
Oh my God.
This is going to be a scary team, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a scary team defensively next year, ladies and gentlemen. And offensively, I'm just going to tell how it is. Jalen Murrow, you got to come back. I don't care about, you got to come back. Just like how Jaden Daniels is having the year that he's having, he came back because he knew that he had progressions. He knew he had to try to clean up the little things in order for him to, because he knew that if he can get that right, you saw the type of year that happened. Jalen Murrow needs to come back another year.
You know what? And I said this. I said it would take a win over Georgia. I didn't say like a crazy win. It would just take a win over Georgia. He gets in the playoffs. What defense is going to find a way to pressure him like that? You get what I'm saying? But honestly, based off tonight, you faced a semi-NFL caliber defense as far as their discipline and execution, maybe not on the talent level, but the style of defenses you're going to see against a quarterback that brings what you bring to the table. Yeah. Do you not want to come back and improve your timing, your progression, your ability to lead wide receivers? Because that was literally the only thing. It wasn't that he was making wrong decisions. When he made the decision, he was so hesitant that he was underthrowing. He was one of them he overthrew by like 15 yards to Burton, and Burton had the man by two steps, a good 2 strides, just working him. So I would love to see him come back. But I'm telling you, man, we mess around, and I feel like we're gonna get in. We get in against Texas, and we have to see them in the finals. Milrow's eating that Texas defense up. The way they was giving up, what they was giving up for Oklahoma State. If they come out and think they're gonna hold Milrow like they did the first game around, you get what I'm saying? I don't see them holding my boy like that again. Man, let's get some more super chats in, man. We got so many. Y'all showing mad love tonight. Who I stopped on? I think right here. I think this is where we was. D-Fin with a $10 super chat. He said UGA 2 championships can be contributed to Pete Golden and Bill O'Brien. I don't have no argument there. Mainly Pete Golden. I can't even, Bill O'Brien. He had Bryce Young. You could have did just about anything and had success with the amount of talent Bryce Young had around him. You could have did just about anything. His play calling and play placement was just trash. Kenneth Biles with the $5 super chat. He said, we lost Brock, was hurt, is going to be their biggest excuse for Roll Tide.
Oh, it already is. That's what they're saying now. That's literally what they're saying now. Brock Bowers, Lat McConkey. But when we try to use that excuse, oh, no, we were sort of losers. Sort of losers. When we try to use that excuse, I don't want to hear nothing for these Georgia fans. Nothing.
Coach Sean, go ahead, man. You can take the next few, bro.
Aaron Goodwin with a $10 super chat. Everyone that wrote us off after week 3, everyone that said we're too much for us to handle. I'm talking to you, AJ from New York. I got time today. Exactly. I mean, bro, the sad part about it is we beat this team. We beat these teams. Like when we had JMO and Mechie, this wasn't nothing we came up with. We whipped you, bro. Same score, 41-27. We beat you, bro. Beat you. 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, we played you again and we lost. You know what I mean? Without either one of those players. So that wasn't an excuse for us. We whipped you with them, beat you with them. You know what I mean? And all you Georgia fans, just think about this. See, I look at it a little differently. I played this game just like my brothers did. So I don't disrespect Georgia, bro. I mean, we have our good time as fans. Georgia is a great program, bro.
They
You know what I
are
mean?
to me, that is
So
the
I
only
don't
team I could
I
see
don't
giving us that game like you
I
want to
don't
see.
yeah, I don't disrespect them, man. But I will tell you this, bro. Think back to y'all's last loss. It was in this SEC championship game to the team who's on my hat right now. Think back to the loss before that. It was to this team with Mac Jones and them at Alabama with Jalen Waddle and them 41-27. Y'all's last 3 losses have came to Alabama. So
Who's
you
your
can
daddy?
talk about you the standard, whatever you want to tell yourself.
Who's your daddy?
Exactly, but respectfully, and I say this with respect to you guys, it's all about Alabama, homie.
Roll Tide.
And it's just like that. You know what I mean? No
Yes,
disrespect,
sir.
but it's just like that.
My
5-1
boy,
against the best
ahead, bro.
coach currently. 5-1 against currently the best coach in college football.
Yeah.
5-1 against them now.
and they went as far as to say greatest and great. I will agree. Kobe is a great coach. Great coach.
Mm-hmm.
Great recruiter, great coach. He knows how to get those guys in. He knows how to develop. The amount of talent he sent to the NFL during his 6, 7, 8 year span. Is it at 8 years now? 7 years? At Georgia is astronomical, on the same pace. I mean, he's on pace to outdo Saban in all these different numbers, So, I mean, you can't deny what he's doing. But with NIL and everything, for Coach Saban to be doing it in an era before and to still be prevalent in this era where college football has totally flipped on its head as far as how you can recruit guys, how you can get guys to commit to your team, how you can keep guys on your team, how you can work these big-time players in and get them to buy into development. Coach Saban is still the GOAT. DeMarco Brooks with the $9.99 super chat says, Coach Jay, Smook, and Sean, we here, Alabama Crimson Tide, the first and last SEC champions. That's crazy. College Football Committee, let us the freak in, roll freaking Tide, roll. Man, that is crazy. I didn't even think of that little statement right there. We won the very first the SEC championship in 96, or was it 92? 92?
No, that was
92.
That was 92 with Antonio Langham.
Antonio Langham. I don't know why I was thinking 96, but who we played in 96? Florida? Was it another? Yeah. So that's when I was actually in the States and able to watch. That's why I remember 96. So we won that one. Then we come back and we beat the most dominant team for the last 29 games in college football. We go in and we handle them. Not with a team like that. A win like tonight with a team like that, when we did not play our best game offensively, that's a dominant, not dominant. That's how you handle a team. That's how you beat a team. So I love it, man. Shout out to you again, DeMarco Brooks, for the $9.99 super chat. Jacob Arthur says the committee going to have a hard time. Hard time tomorrow. Watch 2 fan bases are going to be mad tomorrow. Good luck from a Georgia fan. Hey, Jacob Arthur, appreciate you. Roll Tide to you, even though you're a Georgia fan. Great game, man. Look. You right. You're absolutely right. They're gonna have a hard time explaining how they gonna allow, because this is what's gonna happen. And mark my words, as stupid as this committee has been up until this point, mark my words, this is what's gonna happen. Alabama's gonna go to number 4. Georgia's gonna go to number 5. If Texas doesn't get in because of Florida State, if Texas doesn't get in, it's because Florida State wins. They're gonna keep Florida State at number 3. They're gonna keep they're gonna put Washington at number 2, and they're going to put Michigan in at number 1 if they win out. That's how it's going to be. And they're going to have to explain how you keep a team like who's in front of us, Texas, who beat us head to head. How much does that week 2 matchup matter now? We have the same amount of doggone ranked wins. We both have a conference championship. Now you have to go into the strength and schedule, and our strength of schedule, because Georgia, because LSU, because of Tennessee, because of who else is still ranked on our schedule right now? I want to say Ole Miss. We done beat 2 top 10 ranked teams this season. We beat 2 top 10 ranked teams. So I mean, you can't. The resume lines up. What's y'all thoughts on that, y'all? This Georgia fan came in. You muted, Brody. I can't hear you.
I was about to say, we beat a Heisman Trophy winner. He's going to win the Heisman. So we beat a Heisman Trophy winner. We beat three top 10 ranked defenses. We beat 2 elite offenses. I mean, as far as versatility and as far as diversity goes, I mean, we've literally got the greatest strength of schedule in the country. And you know what? The fact that we're even in this discussion, the fact that this is even a debate is disgraceful because the committee put Oregon at number 6. What happened? They failed. They lost twice against the best team they played against because their best win is still against Washington. But guess who we had to hear all day? Well, Oregon, we like the eye test. They look like they're the most dominant one loss team in the country, despite them not even looking at the strength of schedule. They have completely ignored that and threw that away when they're not even supposed to do that. They're supposed to be objective. They're supposed to take all of the conditions, all of the criteria into factor when determining the teams. Instead, they exposed themselves when they kept repeatedly for weeks kept talking about how Oregon, eye test wise, looked the best in the country. Well, they lost to Washington twice. Texas and Alabama are 2 teams that should get in. It's not even a debate. It is not even really an argument. Florida State, again, the question is, if Florida State wins, is it going to be the most deserving or is it going to be the best teams? Because if you put the best teams in, it is Michigan. It is, well, first of all, it should be us at number 1, but it is what it is. It is Michigan, it's Bama, it's Texas, and then it's Washington. Those are the 4 best teams in the country. Alabama, Texas has the record to prove it. Texas beat us. We beat Georgia. They have 4 ranked wins. We have 4 ranked wins, right? They've beaten some really good even though I think, again, our schedule is a lot tougher because we've beaten actual top-ranked offenses and top-ranked defenses compared to everybody else in the country. But that goes without saying. Alabama, ladies and gentlemen, should definitely get in. They should get in, but we don't know what the committee thinks. We don't know what the committee thinks. It's different on a year in and out basis. And again, I keep saying this. I would be heartbroken if they take it away for these players because this is the best. I'm going to go on record and say this. This is the best coaching job Nick Saban has ever done in his career.
By far. Since 2015. I want to say since 2015 with the Jake Coker squad. Since that season, this is probably the biggest group of talent that he had to get. And mind you, in 2015, he didn't have to worry about NIL. He didn't have to worry about transfer portal in 2015. I mean, guys had to literally leave when they transferred. They set a year. That's why Jake Coker wasn't the starter in 14. I don't know if y'all remember that. So you got to think, man, he's had to add on to that adversity, continue to get guys to buy into creating value for themselves while buying into the process, trusting the process.
Brand new coaching staff.
A whole new coaching staff. You got a offensive coordinator who's in his 3rd year of calling plays on the collegiate level, calling plays in probably the strongest league right now, arguably the strongest league in college football. You got your defensive coordinator. You brought him back. He has experience, but you got a lot of young coaches, a lot of unproven, got a lot of high side. T-Rob, Freddie Scott. You got Robert Bala. You got I forget the outside linebacker coach name. Dang, I forget his name. But you got that guy. All of these guys are like up and coming. They got a name, but they not proven. And you take all this, and over the years, you continue to develop not only your players but your coaches. You're creating value for your coaches. Tommy Rees, that play calling tonight, and we're gonna get into this, y'all. The play calling tonight, I cannot argue with what Tommy Rees was calling. I called it. I said if we go back to that first drive script with Calm Milrow, we scoring at least 14 in the second half. Minimum. Calm Milrow, he making those reads. He's getting to it. He just never got settled until that last, I want to say 8 minutes of the 4th quarter. And shouts out to our defense, but definitely Tommy Rees, shouts out to you, man. The only bad play is that cute little trap read play trying to pull Steph. That is not strong suit. He was already getting beat up inside, like you were saying, Coach Sean, and it just got out of hand. Let's jump back into these super chats because they blowing us up, y'all. Hasio 24.99 with the Roll Tide super chat. Let's go. Adam East coming through with his. I love it. Adam East with the $10 super chat twice. He says Dynasty denied. Dynasty denied 2 times. That's him with the $10 super chat. Hopefully you didn't do that by accident. If you do, you might want to go check there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Take a minute for these super chats to come back with refund. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Nicholas Harden with the $4.99 super chat, man. Roll Tide. Got my boy Joseph Washington. He said, shout out to y'all coaches. And F that bum from New York, AJ, fake fan, roll tide, roll with Joseph Washington with this $5 super chat. We're going to give AJ his time. He wants some attention. I'm going to give it to him. It probably won't be on this channel, but AJ, I'm going to give you some attention, man. It probably won't be on this show, but you're going to get it. But you do owe us some love, though. You do owe us some love. You did agree that if we won, you will bring that love in, so I want to see it. I ain't seen your name pop up here yet, but we want to see it. Sweet Home Bama 24 says, I'm so proud of this team's resilience. Coach Sean, can you take this one for me?
Nicholas Harden, $4.99 super chat. I knew we could do it. Roll Tide. Everybody is saying we get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Adam
hope.
East, $5. Dynasty 9. Roll down Tide. Thank you,
Adam East, that's your
We
signature
appreciate
from
you.
now on, bro. That's your signature. That's your signature. Bugbear said, who's crying? Who wants Bama to be out? Mike wants Bama to be out so bad. They really do, man. They want us to be out so bad. These
The media's against
naysayers,
us.
man.
Now
And
they're
it-
saying Georgia will beat themselves. That's all they're saying now. Georgia beat themselves.
That's crazy.
Georgia's
That's
got
crazy.
injuries. Insane. They do not want us in. They don't want us in.
So you telling me poised Miro? We didn't beat ourselves. Miro missed like 4 touchdown passes in the first half. We ain't even talking about the 2 he missed in the second half. I'm talking about the 4 he missed in the first half. And Georgia, you think Georgia can beat us if we get another 3 weeks to prepare where Miro can actually go and see that scheme in practice for another for I think it's 21 days between the SEC championship and the first playoff game. You thinking with 21 days, you saw what Miro did with a bye week to prep for LSU and what he had to do to win that game? Coach Sean, I see you scratching your head. What comments you reading, bro? Because I'm
Let me take about 30 seconds, 40 seconds and holler at AJ Maverick. AJ,
yes, please.
Listen, AJ. I actually get what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying. You're not satisfied with the play. You see the things. You probably see a lot of shit a lot of stuff that I see. I understand. I understand what you're saying about the committee. I've been the one on record saying I don't know if they're gonna let us jump Texas because they keep harping on that. But I think Eric D probably got the best comment I've read all night. We have the best, somewhere up in there, Eric D said, we have the best win and the best loss in the country. What that means is we lost to a top 5 team and we beat the number 1 team. We have the best win and the best loss. Shout out to Eric D. I understand what you're saying, AJ, but it comes off like you a troller, like you just acting like
He
you're
is,
a
bro.
Bama fan.
100%.
Here's the thing, AJ. When you look at Texas hadn't played the same competition that we've had, right? They haven't. I give them their just due because they did beat us back in week 2. I give them their just due for that. Anybody that ever played this game can clearly understand we're not the same Bama team. We're not the same Bama team we were in week 2, right? So I understand that point you're trying to make, but I don't think you understand what the people in the chat are trying to say. There's not a lot of teams you could have put on that field to beat Georgia tonight. There's not a lot of them. I don't think Texas would have did it.
29 people before us couldn't do it. So what are they talking about? I mean, 28.
Guys,
they was
right. These guys hadn't lost a regular season game in years, brother. So since Bama, back in when Mac Jones and them was here. So
they still haven't lost a regular season game. That streak's still going to continue for them. They still haven't lost a regular season game.
Right. So it's like what I'm trying to say is, AJ, you going a little hard, brother. You're going a little hard for somebody supposed to be a Bama fan, right?
The thing is, Sean, and I don't mean to cut you off. This guy, AJ, he couldn't tell you what a crossing concept means. He couldn't tell you what deep third means. He can't tell you what the flats are. He don't know what a two technique of. You get what I'm saying? He literally is a guy from New York, and I appreciate him for showing up and showing love. But he's a guy from New York. You showed me a great that came from New York. I rock with you. You showed me a 5-star that came from New York. Literally played football in New York. I got you. If you could show me a football game in New York, a high caliber football game where you're going to see physicality, not all finesse, and some actual I will rock with you, but you have not been able to see real football, nor do you continue, nor have you watched any of the Alabama games. I don't know what you watched previous season, but this season, for you to have the take that you have on Miro, this man literally came on Kyle's show on the phone and said he's not a good quarterback, but he won the game throwing the ball. It was a lucky play. You know how many lucky plays happen in college? How many times did Auburn win on lucky plays against us? You get what I'm saying? That's part of football. But for a quarterback to go and win the game with his arm, how does that not make him a quarterback? He's decent. What do you mean? He's literally he's only lost one game as a starter. No, he hasn't even lost as a Texas. The one loss is against Texas. He came in last year, backup quarterback, won against Arkansas. I mean, finished the game against Arkansas, won against Texas A&M. I mean, oh my God, I don't know, Sean. I don't know.
Shout out Alex Conway. Respect back to you, brother. Respect back to you.
For sure, man. But KillTac9 came in with the $20 super chat. He said, I called this guy out a couple weeks back. Not a real fan. Didn't start watching Bama until Saban started winning. Man, if that's the case, I could sympathize with him. I can understand where his takes come from. He's not, like I said, he just doesn't know football on that level or at any level, now that I think about it. But Lakers Swag 11, one of the longtime super chatters, one of the longtime viewers coming in with the $1.99 super chat. He said, Bond All-American next year, fellas. I mean, we could have had possibly 2 All-Americans this year. We just had to watch a quarterback develop, a guy who had so much.
3 All-Americans.
I mean, Knee Black should have been an American too.
Should have been All-American. Yeah.
Knee Black should have had 2 touchdowns tonight. And we're going to talk about, I think we're going to jump into that Monday. For tonight, we're going to relish in this freaking win. I don't think y'all understand what this team has went through this season from the media side, from the fan base side. I mean, they literally had to pull it together.
Did we miss a $40 super chat? 505, so we missed a $40 super chat.
$40 super chat.
I think that was Gelato, was it not?
No, we got Gelato with the $49.99.
Yeah.
Was there another?
Yeah, we got Gelato. Jay Townsend jumped in here with that $20 super chat, though. He said, Roll Tide, we actually have the best resume now. We just took down the #1 team, and we have more wins against top-ranked teams. I mean, if you just want to go by those 2 pieces of criteria, that's the easy way in. I mean, that's the furthest you should have to look, if I'm not mistaken, Coach Sean, Coach Jay. I mean,
Jim Harrison, you are so right. Shout out to my boy Jim Harrison. I appreciate that love, Jim. I did. I repeated that. He remembered that. That is true. All the coaches already knew that. I wasn't saying that they don't already know. Ask AJ Maverick, did he not see the technique that Trey Amos played when he rerouted the receiver? That's called near arm, near shoulder.
Yes.
AJ.
Teach him something.
That's when the receiver's releasing and you reroute him. That means that's a win for the defensive back, AJ. Right?
What was he talking about Trey Amos? Did he? What did he say about Trey?
I was just AJ, you got blocked because you using words that shouldn't be used in the chat. That's the YouTube gonna automatically do that to you. So just chill out on that. We don't block people. We like when other fans, especially closet Georgia fans or closet Auburn fans like yourself, come in and start talking crazy. We love that. So definitely pull up, man.
Drew, it says y'all barely beat Auburn. So did Georgia. I don't understand your point.
What are you trying to say, man? That's what
Michigan barely beat Maryland. Are we not going to talk about that? Washington almost lost to a 1-win Arizona State team at home.
Facts.
Are we not going to talk about that?
Washington only beat Oregon by 3 points. What are you?
I'd like to ask
Drew, lost team now.
Who are you a fan of, Drew, with the Mona Lisa profile pic? Who are you a fan of, sir?
Auburn is not a good team, but they literally held y'all. Y'all were down to them all the way to the 4th quarter. Y'all didn't take the lead to the 4th quarter.
Facts.
Come on, dog. I mean, come on.
Who is he a fan of?
Houston.
My boy KillTac9 $20 super chat. He said, really appreciate this show. I like a more in-depth football breakdown. Keep it up. Also, Amos was killing it out there. Let me tell y'all what really made the difference. As far as the primary adjustment I seen on Coach Kevin Steele, he allowed the weak side linebackers to focus on the cutback lanes all night. The blocking scheme lined up exactly how he predicted it, and you could tell because Marshall thrived in that one hole read. He thrived in that tonight. When the run game, when they key run, he got straight to his key. He got in his hole. And when they extended past his hole, when there was no need, I didn't see him just falling into the O-line and running into blocks like he usually does. It looked as if he was being patient enough to kind of just close it. I forget what the term is used, but it's create. They're pulling away from you. The space is pulling away from you. Most guys will just sit and say that they're covering the backside, but he was able to contain the backside and still press the gaps to make sure there was no cutback lanes. And that was the key thing. No, he wasn't blowing stuff up, but he kept a body in front of it. He never allowed there to be a free lane. And that was the main thing I was able to see from this team, man, tonight, this defense, because we was able to contain the run with 6 men up front. 6 men. We very rarely brought 7 in the box to contain the run.
Drew, if you're talking about Texas, you know I could bring up several times where teams almost beat you. You look terrible
my
during the
Lord.
season. If you really
Almost
want to
lost
do
to
this, Drew,
Houston.
right? Do I need to bring up Houston? We
My
can do
boy
this all
AJ
night,
said he
Drew.
played football at Morgan State University.
So AJ, if you play football at Morgan State University, then you clearly understand how the offense is built around Jalen. They do things for his strengths. Jalen
He-
isn't Bryce. We're not going to ever win like Bryce with Jalen. That's what coaching is, AJ. You put you don't try to fit a
Bruh.
square peg into a round hole, right? You run things that your
Central
quarterback
High
does
School will
well.
run through Central
So-
Phoenix City will run through Morgan State. Let me stop. Anyway,
Well, what are they talking about?
look, Central Phoenix City and Alabama run through Morgan State, bro. You play you didn't come down and play in no football country. You didn't play in Texas. You didn't play in Kentucky. I even give respect to Kentucky. I mean, this sometimes you come in and just say off the wall stuff about the quarterback. Like everybody in the nation, no analyst or anybody denied Jalen Milroe's growth. But you
Let me
the
say this
only
real
person.
close
I mean,
when you go. AJ, real fast. What year did you play at Morgan State? I got 2 homeboys on that coaching staff right now. If you don't mind, type that in the chat. What year you played at Morgan State?
don't
if you
do it
mind.
to him. Don't
I
do
mean, I
it
want
to
to
him.
know he talk like he know. I'm gonna call Jerron and see. AJ Merrick. If you don't mind, put the year you played at Morgan State. If you don't mind,
He
I got
said
2
no
partners.
one here played. Okay, anyway. But anyway, enough attention for AJ. Back to the game. Chat. This team, we was able to win it. We was able to tie it down. And like we said, we've been stressing this because this is an important factor to factor in. Alabama did not play their best game offensively by any means. Not once until the fourth quarter. I don't think Jalen Milroe was comfortable ever. The fact that this offensive line had the intensity, they established the physicality early. The running backs ran the ball hard. Shout out to Roydell Williams and Jam Miller. Both of those guys, they shared the load evenly. I think they were both impactful. Neither was more impactful than the other. They both ran hard. They were very decisive. I mean, let's jump on the offensive side. Let's talk about the offensive line. I mean, either one of y'all could take it right now. What's your assessment? If we had to give the immediate grade for this offensive line tonight, what's your grade for them? Whoever want to take it first.
A+.
I give
Against
him
that
A,
defensive
A+.
line, I give him A+. Yeah.
Yep.
And
They were
I was
dominant
going to say the
first
same
half.
thing, and I was going to say the same thing. Not even speaking from emotion. No Bama goggles on. You talk
They
about the amount
whooped
of time.
Georgia in the trenches.
Seth was the only one struggling, and he only struggled on his one-on-ones. But you got to think, when those blitz was getting sent, Seth didn't struggle with linebackers tonight. He didn't struggle with the stunt tonight. He struggled with that one-on-one run blocking, and he just kept getting. I mean, that pool was not to his best interest. And even when he got out to the edge with him and Oots had to pull back and clean that first defender up, the safety that was jumping the gap or jumping the lane had the angle. You could see Seth he was like, man, I can't get out there. Like he tried to get out there, and that very next play is when he had a perfect snap. You know, he made it's small things that you could look at and take away from this offensive line. I gave him an A+ too, man, and it's literally because this Georgia defense statistically may not be the number one defense, but they have been the only defense that has been consistent throughout the whole year. All you gotta do is go check the numbers. Nobody's putting up 30 on this team. Nobody's putting up 40 on this team. This team has been in the top 15, top 10 all year. And it's one of those things where you look at the talent that they have. I mean, Everett could go and start on any team. Their weak corner could go and start on any other team in the nation right now. But it just so happened he's at Georgia. So if he's their weak corner and he can go and start at anybody else, that tells you the type of talent that they have on that side of the ball. So offensively, O-line, give them an A. Wide receivers. What you, Coach Jay? Talk to me.
I'm giving them an A+. They're blocking in the first half. Knowing that Jalen Milroe just kept missing, just read after some of these wide open reads, man. These guys got a lot of patience, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a hothead. A lot of maturity. Like I said, I'm a hothead, man. Like I said, I play tight end, so I understand how it feels to literally be wide open, do your assignment the correct way, and your quarterback can't find you, or your quarterback is missing these wide open these passes, and you're beating. And it takes a lot of effort to simply just to beat any sort of coverage that's coming your way. So these guys, they were in it. They stayed resilient. It's all about team ball. It's all about maturity. And this has been the entire year, man. the entire year. They've been very patient with Jalen Murrow because they know that Jalen Murrow isn't quite at that level yet. That's why I think he needs to come back one more year. I think he can put up a Jaden Daniels type of year, to be honest with you. I think once we get to year 2 and he really understands this offense and understands the concepts, the chemistry's already there because a lot of the receivers are going to be coming back next year. But again, that's for a different time. But man, I mean, these receivers, I thought they played a really good job. They stepped up when they needed to make plays. Jermaine Burton, again, he's not going to kill it in the stat sheet tonight, but Jermaine Burton was amazing tonight. Constantly was getting open, constantly killed Lassiter. And Lassiter is by far one of the better corners in the country. Did a really good job. Made the tough catches when needed to be made. Yes, he had a drop touchdown pass, but again, that's not his fault. He had to try to go right behind the receiver. Now, of course, it hits the mitten. You always want to try to catch it, but still, Jalen Murrow hits that dude in stride, or if he even, at both times, just hit him in stride. We're having a different conversation tonight. We're talking about an Alabama blowout compared to just us winning by 3 points. So I thought that these receivers did an excellent job tonight. And man, like I said, they're going to have their time. These guys are going to have their time. It might not be this game, but if we can get inside the college football playoff, these guys are going to get their moment. They're going to get their shot for sure.
Real quick before you go, Coach Sean, this wide receiver group did exactly what I believe they did against Texas. I want y'all to go back and watch the Texas game. And the only difference between this game, Miro did not make costly mistakes. He did not turn the ball over. He didn't take too many sacks. I think they sacked him 4 times, but each sack was, minimal. It was a good dialed up pressure. Like some stuff you just can't beat. Some stuff you just won't beat when you're playing against great teams like a Georgia team. Some things you won't. But what I will give Miro credit for, there were 2 key plays where it looked like he didn't have the look. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like a game like this should encourage Miro to come back a little bit more because it was a lot of times where he was patting. Instead of 2 pats, it was 3, 4 pats. And that's when he would throw the ball late on the pass and the wide receiver would have to make some kind of great catch. But if you go ahead and trust your read and rip it with confidence, get your feet set and rip it with confidence because the O-line is giving you 5.3 seconds is the average time he had but on drop back passes. The average time for the night. You will never get that against the Georgia defense, y'all. You will never get that. When they my fault. I read it wrong. On drop 8, he had 5.3 second average. They dropped 8 14 times against Miro tonight. They dropped 8 14 times. You don't get that from a Georgia defense. They clearly respect your deep ball. You got to start setting your feet and trusting it underneath the reads. If you watch Coach Saban on the second to last drive, right before we punt, Coach Saban is in the headset. He was like, somebody got to tell Miro to go with his first read. You get what I'm saying? You got to go with your first read. And he kept saying, he said it twice before the camera went off of him. And it's there. You just can't wait for him to open up every time. Coach Sean, wide receivers, man. I know you want to talk about them because that's a group that we've been talking about all year.
I think the wide receivers did well. I wasn't happy with how Malik Benson played. Not just the fact that he dropped the ball that time when dude hit him, but he was running routes I don't know what was wrong with him. Maybe he's not healthy. I didn't like how Malik Benson played, but Jermaine Burton, I said that before the game. I wouldn't be shocked if Jermaine go off this game. Jermaine Burton, what I like about Jermaine this year is that I didn't see last year.
Mm-hmm.
Every route he runs strong, as if he's going to get the ball thrown to him. That wasn't the case with him last year.
He gave up on a lot.
Gave up on a lot of routes, man. Really, really impressed with Jermaine Burton. He really wanted this game. I'm impressed with both guys. Both the transfers from Georgia. Trez Marshall actually played with some authority. As far as the receivers, Jermaine Burton, Isaiah Bonds, Kobe Prentice, even Kendrick Law, man. I'm very, very, very happy with those guys. And people forget that Kendrick, Isaiah, and Kobe are sophomores. So every one of those guys will be back, right? So I'm ecstatic with those guys, man. I got a list of things that I've seen that I won't even talk about tonight. We'll get back into that Monday. I will say Amari Neblack is terrible at blocking to me, just my opinion. I watched him several times.
That's not he's not about that life.
He's not about that life. He was getting, man, that dude was doing him bad.
But you know what, Coach Sean? I think that the way they call this offense, they try to give him the best opportunities to not be a key blocker. When you look
facts.
But you can't keep a talent like that, especially at tight end with a struggling quarterback. You would expect Amari Neblack to have a lot more targets than he had. And and a quarterback who understands using the tight end and the check downs a lot more. I think Nee Black would have been, number 2, number 3 tight end in the country right now. And next year he could, even next year with an experienced Miro, you might have your number 1 tight end in the nation, receiving tight end as far as Nee Black. And if he can get in the offseason and work on that blocking, that technique and all that, it's another Kyle Pitts type situation, because Pitts was a great blocker too.
Let me say this real quick for anyone doubting the physicality of Alabama. For about 3.5 quarters, they had some drives in there, but on the offensive and defensive line, Alabama whipped Georgia tonight. Make no mistake about it. Our offensive line was pancaking them dudes, man. That boy number 77, Jadean Roberts, I think his name is. Man, that and Booker, the other guards. Our guards, to me, played their best game of the season.
Roberts was nasty, bro.
And see, that's what I was telling people. That's what that type of game right there is what Bama recruit to, right? We all know the guys run the spreads and the up tempos and the trickerations and all that, and we can play that type of game too. But that game tonight is what Alabama recruit to. Physical guys that can move people. That's Jaden Robertson, Jaden Roberts. That's Tyler Booker. They can move people physically. And next year you enter Ferguson at that center or Brockermeyer, whoever's going to play center. You don't lose nothing. So I was
that
proud
whole
of the
line
guys
showed
tonight.
up. I see comments, people trying to, man, that whole old line showed up. I mean, on both sides, the trenches. Like this person said, we won the trenches, baby. You're absolutely right, and I think they did win a few, but it wasn't enough to keep, to shift momentum. Because not once did they just, the first drive was the only drive where they literally was able to put the ball in the air and on the ground and have success on both of them. Every other drive, we either disrupted the run game, which we did more consistently. We disrupted the run game, and we made the pass game hard for them. We didn't let them go for 280, 310 on us. I mean, Jaden Daniels was able to go for how much on us? 305 or something like that passing. So I mean,
205.
205.
No, 219. 219. He had $150 in the ground.
So I mean, come on, man. And then look, they said they trying to get a call in. We not doing call-ins tonight. We don't even have call-ins set up on this. Hey, AJ, if you call in tomorrow, bro, I might get banned from the chat. I ain't even gonna lie, cause you to say you play football. And see Kyle nice like that. This ain't our show to be nice. We not here to hear the trolling, That we here to talk real football, something you clearly don't know about. So appreciate you for pulling up though.
AJ, my homie. We call him his name Omar Smith. He's on the staff at Morgan State right now, right today. If you don't mind, put what year you played up there. If you don't mind, brother.
He ain't do that. He heard you the first time you asked for it.
Yeah, I can tell you where I played. I can tell you can Google it, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
But I have no fear.
I mean, ain't nobody ever up on this panel ever claimed they went D1 and did anything. But one thing you can't
because hold on, because I tell you what, Kyle gave me admin rights to this because dude talking about he using, I tell you what.
06? Oh Lord. He said he went in 06, Sean.
Okay.
That's right around that time we was coming up. I was coming out of school then, so I ain't never heard of you, brother. I came out the same class with Julio, Jamon Fortson, the other kid, Green, all them kids came out the same class. I came out their wide receiver classes. And you could still go find Senator Hines at ranked number 387 or whatever I was ranked my senior year. 7 games on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but hey, we sorry, Alabama Nation. It's just, sometimes you just gotta check these guys, man. You gotta check these guys. You gotta show them that we ain't gonna take it on the field. We ain't gonna take it in the chat either. Y'all come in with that soft stuff at another time. We talking about Bama winning tonight, 27-24. We called a close game. I think every coach on this panel called a close game at the end of the day. We knew that it would be a game of taking advantage of opportunities. We knew that if one team got out to a faster start than the other, which we didn't really see it. Yes, Georgia came out and scored on that first drive, but they didn't score easily. I mean, they still had to work for that first drive. I think it was a 4.5 minute drive. That first drive was. So they didn't just run it up, and our offense just had to get some type of footing before it was going to all come crashing down for Georgia and that defense. They really could not lock in and stop us on every phase like they thought they could. And like I said, this ain't an excuse. We literally were stopping ourselves offensively. Coach Jay pointed out multiple times, you know, and I was hoping, my hope was, and I think this game, I didn't give Miro a half. I told him first quarter I was going to give him at 1 quarter. And then I was on his neck the second quarter, just like everybody else was, because this is not the game. This ain't week 6. This ain't week 5. This is the SEC championship game. You've seen multiple. You got 700 plus reps under your belt now. Come on now, Jimmy Clay in the chat with the $20 super chat. Where y'all want to go next?
Shout out Jimmy.
Where you want to go to next, Coach Sean? Because
I want to speak about our defensive backs, man. Let me explain something. With the defensive backs we had, and that's why I say it's a good and bad thing to all the Bama guys, because Terrion is playing so well. He's probably played his way into the first round, man. And if he did, Coach Saban gonna give him that talk. Yeah, you might as well. I hate to see Terrion leave, but the way that guy playing, you know, the NFL, they need that. If you can play corner, you're gonna go. Or if you can play corner in this scheme that we play at Bama, look at Pat Surtain. I mean, the Bama scheme translates to the NFL extremely well. You know, if you can't play man coverage, you can't even. They won't even recruit you at Alabama. You got to be versatile. You got to know leverage. You got to know. Look at what Trey Amos did when he rerouted that guy. That's technique. That's
technique, man. Sound technique, baby.
Yeah, man. And so I hate it, man, because I would love a Terrion to come back for one more year. But I honestly think that kid has played his way. If he has some good workouts, Terrion, you know, if
he's a redshirt sophomore too. He's basically he's a junior in the system.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah,
the fact that he can play both star on the outside at a high level.
The whole fact. Yes.
Like he's gone. And then and then of course, remember, he was recruited as a safety. They tried him out
exactly, and that's what everybody's
like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that even NFL teams are projecting him as your hybrid safety, meaning he's that guy that could walk down to your nickel. I mean, he's not as big as Derwin James, or he doesn't give you he doesn't give you Minka vibes, but he has the ability to do it at a high level. Another guy I want to throw it to Coach Jay to highlight is Caleb Downs. Talk about Caleb Downs, the freaking true freshman out there looking like a 5th-year senior, making big plays in the game, bro.
He was absolutely fantastic in the run game. Came down and made some big hits. We're not just talking about simple tackles, man. We're talking about big hits, tone setting type hits. Really, really impressed with him. My God, they listened to us. The bracket coverage, man. Him against Brock Bowers, and not just him, but Malachi Moore. Like there were times where it was kind of like, you know, it was more delayed. It was like whatever Brock Bowers do, you go with them. Whatever Oscar Delp does when they slipped and brought 12, you go Oscar Delp. They did a really, really good job of limiting Brock Bowers, limiting Oscar Delp. Even if they weren't at 100%, it is what it is. We took full advantage of it. They did not get Brock Bowers didn't get any easy looks besides screens. Besides tight end screens, he did not get any easy looks. Even the catch that he made for that 25-yarder, which set them inside the 1-yard line, that was good coverage.
Right,
I can't blame the coverage on that. That's solid coverage. That's just what Brock Bowers does, man. That's just a really good throw to throw it where only the receiver can get. And then again, any other player that probably drops that pass because that easily could have hit the ground.
But that's Brock.
Overall solid coverage. Yes, that's Brock. And then again, Carson Beck has one of the best ball placement in terms of accuracy, in terms of overall progression.
Quick
probably in the
too.
Entire country.
Yep.
Quick release, really good probably the best quarterback under center in the country. Under center, he's probably the best quarterback in the country.
Pro style. Best pro style quarterback.
Yep.
And I think that's what he's rated, like the number 2 pro style quarterback coming. You know, if he was to go into the draft, not Brock Bowers, but Carson Beck doesn't need another year for me. Like for him to go,
he can go, man. Yeah,
he can go now. Like, and I think that's what Georgia fans fear, because if he goes, I don't see Vandergriff. I don't see that Raiola kid coming in. Raiola, he wasn't even impressive this high school year, this season.
I seen him against Buford. I seen him with Buford in the playoff game. He's not ready. I'll tell you that. Big project. He's a project guy. He is not ready.
He's going to need a Carson Beck type career at Georgia. He's going to need to sit 2 years and get in the system where the OC is going to be consistent, or the style of offense is going to be consistent. And he has some upside though. We're not going to deny that. But definitely
incredible.
The best quarterback in that class, and that's Julian saying. But Beck is definitely different. He's definitely different.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Yeah, that's
Jay
you, bro.
Townsend, $10. I think our DBs played well today. Amos held his own when they targeted once Kool-Aid went out.
They
Hey,
went right at him.
100%. Yeah, 100%, Jay Townsend. I agree with you. Captain Mars, shout out to you, brother. Much respect to you and the University of Georgia. Hey, man, we know how hard it is to win at Bama. So to win 2 championships, brother, we understand how hard that is. So
Oh, yeah.
shout out to you. Shout out to your program, man. You guys are a hell of a program. Let me say this to you, though. When you on top like that, you know what I mean, you get everybody's best shot, man. As you already see, being a Georgia fan, you get everybody's best shot. Everybody is measuring themselves against you. We know how that go at Alabama. To all the analysts like the David Pollocks of the world, I ain't get mad at David because David played at Georgia. He's gonna see it that way, right? But the one thing I didn't like is when Coach Saban was on set and
you said it in his face, like
he
he
come on,
didn't.
David. Like,
Come on, bro. Like you didn't watch college football for the past 15 years.
And it's like, brother, you know how David Pollack knows how hard it is to win, right? So to win 6 national championships in 12, 13 years, like, come on, man. That alone should have made you have enough respect, even if you felt that way.
Yeah.
Come on, like, don't do that, man. You know what I mean? Because karma, your own coach say humility is right around the corner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the
Humility
time.
is right around the corner. And I told people, man, you know, they can doubt Bama, you know, the physicality. Them guys these dudes been doubted all year long, bro. So they were going to step up this game and play well. To think they weren't going to step up and play well, I don't understand what people are seeing. I don't understand what people are watching. When something is destined and the good Lord put his hands on it, you can't deny it. You know what I mean? So
one thing outside of voodoo and all that, man, Saban's team, especially all of Saban's successful teams, I mean teams that really impact college football when they won national champions, they were defensive-led teams. They were disciplined defenses. I think the only game we really struggled with penalties on this year was probably the Texas game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
Texas game.
Penalties.
I mean, that's the only game we struggle with penalties. So one thing different from last year, you couldn't label Alabama a penalized team. You couldn't label Alabama a team that struggles with protection after the bye week because up until tonight, we only had given up 4 sacks, you know, up coming into this game. Georgia's defense was able to get sacks because of Milroe's indecisiveness. And I guarantee you, when he goes back and look at the film, he's going to look at Texas film and they're going to pull out Texas film and they're going to look at Georgia film and they'll be like, man, you were out there seeing ghosts because it was things you was trying to evade that weren't there. And there was times where you could have stepped up in the pocket like you did against Ole Miss, against Texas A&M, where you could have stepped up in the pocket and used your arm. It was plays where he, you know, just sailed the ball in the air like he was punting with his arm. It was just so many uncharacteristic things, but you came out with a win as a leader. You kept your composure. You brought your team, you led your team to victory. When the moment mattered, you was able to get the crucial first downs. You were able to create a football play when you scrambled out and you did that little forward flick to I think it was Isaiah Bonds. He kicked it out to Isaiah Bonds and they got the first down plus the penalty on the illegal tackle. So I think they called a horse collar on that one, if I'm not mistaken. But you got to think, man, this kid is a winner. And we got to keep going back to that. He's a winner. Not only does he just know how to feed off of energy from his teammates, but he knows how to fill the room. He knows how to fill the stadium. And you could tell when he was like, okay, all right, this the moment right here, bet. And I feel like that last scoring drive is when that's when he finally was like, okay, bump it. I ain't seeing it. I'm gonna just play football. And when he started playing football, that's when we saw this team. He said, if Golden was still DC, we would have lost. Cause I showed.
You know, it's funny. Pete Golden's 2-1 against Kirby Smart. No, 3 now. He's 3-1 against Kirby. That's the funny part about it.
I mean, look at what them offenses had to do for us to win those games, though. Exactly. Come on now.
Kirby Pete Golden. I'm sorry, Pete Golden actually coaches his best game against Georgia. Like
that's true.
He was made to stop Georgia as far as stopping and mitigating their offense because he knows how to mitigate the run game as well. For the most part, he'll just stack the box and he'll just say the same thing: beat me with your arm.
And Pete just had a horrible. He had no ability to make adjustments, like in-game adjustment, and that's what we saw from Kevin Steele. Y'all seen the first play when they got the ball to Bowers and it was only one guy on? Every time Bowers had that look, they had to look where Bowers was going to chip and hit the flats or chip and release. He was bracketed by no less than 2. One time he was bracketed by 3. Yeah, it was a Boygby. A Boygby had QB backside run assignment from that side because Brock was pulling and did the chip. He chipped the Boygby and had I think Brazzell was on, and then Downs was over top. And the Boygby came off of his assignment and started shading the underneath to help Braswell. So, I mean, and that was the play where they had to get it downfield to, I think McConkey had a night. He had routed whatchamacallit up real nice over there. Terry Arnold. I mean, you know, and not to say that would have been an issue for us because I think our DBs held up strong. Lad McConkey going down took away the rest of the rhythm for that offense. That hurt them badly. And as a competitor, you want them to have their best, but we didn't have our best in 21 when y'all seen us in that natty. And it's a fact. J-Mo was about to burn that defense for the rest of the night. I'm very confident in that easily. Hey, Ray Parham, he called it too. He was in here when we was talking about it. Ray Parham, I knew the bracket coverage would work. Laugh out loud. Jalen missed some key throws, but I think we'll be okay. Facts. Not only the bracket coverage, but allowing your corners to just play physical on the perimeter.
I want to give a big shout out, man, to T-Rob, Kevin Steele, and Robert Butler. Those guys did probably their best coaching job this game.
Personnel.
Yeah, man. I want to give a big MVP on the offense. Shout out to our offensive line and a big defensive MVP. Shout out to our defensive front seven. The secondary play well every week, but the defensive front seven, because of the team we just got through playing, to dominate that game in the trenches the way they did, that's got to be talked about. That's got to be talked about, man. As a former player, to see our defensive line dominating their offensive line like that, man. See our offensive line pancaking their defense. That's Georgia we're talking about, right? I told, me and the coaches all told the fans all week, this would be a team that is like looking in the mirror, right? A lot of the schematics that we do, they do. It's some things we do different on third down every once in a while. But if you look at the defense they play, it's very similar to what we do. Very, very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's almost weird watching them. It's almost weird watching it, man. The back end is very different. Some of the pattern matching, whenever the offense run mesh routes, the same things we do, they do. It's just very, very weird to watch a game like that. So the physicality is what in the who don't turn the ball over was going to really set a tone of who win this game, man. And this year it was University of Alabama. Now let me say this real quick to all the Georgia fans. I get it, bro. If I'm being honest, take my Bama hat off for a minute. Yes, you guys had some injuries tonight, some that could have helped you if they were healthy, right? But I said the same thing 2 years ago when your fans told me to shut up because football is football.
So I
think one of your platform people, Uncle Lou, I think his name was, he told me that at Georgia we don't have to worry about one
plus one is people. 3.
Yeah, we have several tight ends. We have several of this. So why y'all complaining about J-Mo? Yeah, so I understand Captain Mars. I get it, bro. It's ridiculous people in every fan base. It's people that's logical in every fan base. But the Bama fans are not going to cut you no slack because you didn't cut us none. Nope. We think about what I'm saying real quick. I'm not speaking from a what if standpoint. My team beat you, bro.
Literally.
Beat you, right? With Jameson Williams, with John Mechie. We played you 2 weeks later without either one of those guys. And
with the worst offensive line in the Saban era. Statistically, the worst offensive line in the Saban era.
And we still had an 18-13 lead in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes left to go. So we can make excuses, everybody, but the bottom line is Alabama is SEC champions. And they beat the 2-time national champion to do Roll Tide.
Last thing, man, before we start closing it down, man, we sitting at 1 hour and 24. That's crazy. I didn't even think we was on this long, y'all. But last thing, and we can just talk about the overall victory. We ain't got to get into the in-depth stuff anymore. This team literally just won the SEC championship. They wrote us off week 2. They wrote us off week 3. They told us the Ole Miss game was a fluke. They told us A&M that we couldn't pass the ball against A&M. I mean, Let me go down the list. Let me go down the schedule again. Because this is what they told us. They said, Middle Tennessee State, we supposed to beat them 56-7. We lost to Texas. They came in and beat us at home. We lose by 10 to them. We get the ball up 2 times. We turn the ball over 3 times, I think, that game. And we got 14 points taken off the board and still only lost by 10. We lose to them. They hold it over our head. Number 11 at that point. They were coming against South Florida, inked that game out, with no Milroe starting. Backup quarterbacks come in. Simpson shows that he's number 2. Buckner shows us he's a fluke. Ole Miss comes into town. We handle them. Could have beat them by, 28 points, but we only beat them by 14. Mississippi State, same type of thing. Still had points taken off the board there, 40-17. A&M, points taken off the board, beat them 26-20. Arkansas, points taken off the board, beat them 24-21. Tennessee played a pretty solid, clean game, handled that business. LSU handled that business. Still had a touchdown taken out that game, 42-28. We should have had 50 that game, honestly. Kentucky, clean game. Chattanooga, clean game. Auburn, didn't play our best, but that's Jordan here. We know how that game go, and then we come in, and y'all talking about we barely beat Auburn. We barely beat y'all. We literally gave y'all the same amount of points, 27, and Auburn scored 24 on us. So if we was to play this stupid game, this stupid fan game, guess what we'll say? Y'all only as good as Auburn. Like that. If we're gonna play the fan game, you get what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody pulling up, man. Look, final statements from my bros. We're gonna get out of here. Coach Jay, take it away, man. I see you done finally calmed. I feel like he kind of leveled now.
I'm watching. I'm looking at the Florida State game. That's why
he back focused like he was when we was watching the Bama game. But tell the people where they could find you, bro.
Find me at Jan Sports. Video is coming out pretty well. Actually, I'm gonna do a video in a few short seconds. Just gonna talk about the Bama Georgia game, and I'm just proud of this team, man. Resilient bunch. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They played the toughest competition. They played the non-conference competition when everybody else was playing against ITT Tech. We decided to go out there and play an actual real university, a top 5 team, and hopefully we can get rewarded for it. We're gonna watch the Florida State Louisville game. Hopefully Louisville can get it right. It's a slugfest right now, so hopefully they can get it right. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need them to win this game. Number one fear, guys, is that they're gonna take it away from us. That's my number one fear, guys. They're going to take it away from us. These guys have earned it the right way on the field while playing the toughest competition in the country. And let's just hope and pray, man, that this team gets their shot, gets their opportunity, because we went out there, man. This was, like Coach Sean said, this is the national championship. And if we get in, there's not a team that's going to stop us. We didn't even play our best ball. We didn't even execute right. We had so many opportunities to put up at least 40 points in this team and put the game away early. We didn't do it, and we still found a way to win. So we still have not yet had a complete game of 4 quarters just of football yet. And knowing this team, they're battle tested. They went through every single thing imaginable. They've been criticized by the media, criticized by the fans, and we deserve it. We deserve to get an opportunity, man. We deserve to get an opportunity, and if we can get in, man, no one's stopping us. We're gonna go ahead and take a natty home.
For sure. Coach Sean, tell the people where they can find you at, Brody.
You can find me right here on Bama Football on YouTube, as well as on Twitter at JMHO Sports Talk. Just my humble opinion. Just roll tide to everybody, man. Shout out to Kyle out there in Atlanta. Be safe out there, bro. Roll tide to you. And to the homie Captain Mars, you say we healthy. Our starting running back, Jason McQuillan, didn't even play tonight. Deontay Lawson out there playing with a brace on. Robbie Oots, neck injury, still playing. Trez Marshall out there with a small cast on his left hand, still playing. Stop it, Captain. Stop it. Roll tide to all the Bama fans. Tap back in with us. Are we going on Monday?
Definitely going on Monday. We might be live on tomorrow after the college football playoff.
The college football playoff. Okay, roll tide to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in. That coming from Coach Sean.
For sure. And y'all know where to find me, Coach Smook on everything. Everybody that pulls up to the Discord live game day chat, it is always a vibe, man. It was like, I want to say I saw like 22 different names pop up today. Something like that. It was up there. Cat Daddy, that's Ray Parham came through. Donna B came through. Katrina was in there for a little while. Who else? JC, Mama JC, she over there on I call her auntie. She over there. Aaron Goodwin come through there. And if you in the chat and you come through there, make sure you let me know so I could recognize y'all. I know y'all names different on the Discord, but definitely pull up on me on Coach Smook on all platforms. This week gonna be crazy, full of doggone Bama content. This week I've been waiting for this. It's a sports talk group on Facebook. If y'all want to go in there and start some trolling, because I might get active on it. I ain't been there all year. So if I go in there talking, I'm gonna need some backup. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just playing. I can care less. Them boys, man, y'all want to go in there and talk some trash? I'll put the link on my Twitter. Y'all go in there because they've been dogging Bama all year. And I just want us to relish in this, because if we had lost, boy, we would be getting hell. So, hey, Ray Parham, you from Columbus? What side of Columbus you from? Because I'm from Phoenix City, but I grew up on the South. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the South. You know what I'm saying? Over there, Baker Village, and, over there, you know what I'm saying? Fort Benning Road.
Carla Hinton. Carla Hinton.
Carla, where you been at, Carla? Been out here quiet. We been waiting on you to come up. I ain't seen you. Yeah, Carla from Phoenix City. Me and Carla from Phoenix City. Me and Carla, we come from the same roots. But yeah, y'all, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my wife. Come here, baby. Come here. With your bonnet on. I have to do this, y'all. My wife watched the whole game. She was emotionally involved. Say hey to everybody. That's Miss Coach Smook, Miss
What's
Hine.
going on?
She was
Shout out to
emotionally
Miss
involved.
Coach Smook. Shout out to
Right,
Miss Coach
man.
Smook.
She was emotionally involved. My baby was in here. What is they doing? And I was like, okay, So hey, when it's a big game when the wifeys who really she ain't started watching football till we got together 7-8 years ago now. So this was a big game. She's from Jamaica but grew up in Georgia. It's a big game for her. It just goes to show you SEC football, it means more. This show, it means a lot to me. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Kyle once again. And y'all don't forget to continue to check us out. He's on Bleacher Report too. But the interviews are coming up here in about 4 minutes. Coach Kirby Smart and Coach Saban. If you want to watch those interviews live, Kyle should have them available and live here on this channel soon. Once again, Jance will be going live. I'm going to be going over there, amping that chat up. And Coach Jay, we're going to be active on Twitter tonight. I'm pretty sure Jance going to be, Coach Sean going to be active on Twitter. I'm pretty sure everybody going to be active on Twitter tonight. Hey, Roll Tide, man. The dynasty is not dead. Let's watch this Florida State. Let's roll Cardinals. Roll Cardinals. Let's get them boys, give them some of this good juju, and let's get this dub tonight, man. We got our dub. Let's watch them boys get their dub, and let's see what the committee has to say tomorrow, with us being the only one-loss team to beat, the only team in the nation to beat the number one team in the past 29 games, SEC champs. What we on a 9-game winning streak now? I want to say 8 or 9. 2-1. We ended 12-1.
I want to say a 10-game winning streak because we're 12-1. We're on a 10-game.
Oh yeah, 10-game win streak. We played Texas week 1, so yeah, 10-game win streak. I mean, no matter how we did it, we done it. So now we're kind of on that. We're climbing up them Georgia stakes now. If we can just keep this talent coming in and keep developing, I think we're gonna be in good position to get inside the college football playoff, and not only get in the college football playoffs, but to win it all. So with that being said, to everybody in the chat, man, we got 44 super chats. I can't run them all down tonight. As Hasio said, appreciate y'all. Roll Tide with the $9.99 super chat, and Ray Parham, we already hit yours. So we appreciate all the super chats. We had 42 super chats tonight. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all trying to pay a brother bill or something. You know what I'm saying? Trying to send me the Good Burger. I'm about to go to a Good Burger and get me a Good Burger. How you like your order? I'm just playing. Roll Tide chat. Much love, everybody. Stay easy, man. We out.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hit it.